Okay, so today I am going to read from the text. I thought I'd give that a try to see if that helps you guys understand or if it works better for you to help you with your annotating or jotting. So we'll just give it a try. So, Chapter 29, Convict Choir Boy, Wednesday, May 1st, 1935. The next week I do my best to stay away from Piper, but the more I steer clear, the more she seems to want to be around me. She's planning something, watch yourself, Annie tells me on Monday. On Wednesday, I find out Piper's given Scout 105 baseball, and then she stopped talking to Scout. I guess she doesn't need him anymore, and Scout doesn't seem to care, which surprises me even more. You can have her, Moose, he tells me while we're warming up for our lunch game. She's more trouble than she's worth. So this kind of surprised me that she gave away the baseball that he found. Wasn't very nice, but so far it's kind of her MO. So she's more trouble than she's worth. Oh, great, I say. Gee, thanks. I think she's googly-eyed for you anyway, he says. No, she isn't, I tell him. Scout nods his head. You like her too, and you know it. I don't know what you're talking about, I tell him. It isn't possible to like someone I dislike as much as Piper. Didn't used to be possible anyway. So, Moose, we're friends again, right? Piper corners me as I come out of that bathroom right after the last bell at school. Whatever you say, Piper. I pick up my books and head out the door into the bright sunshine. And friends help each other, right? I don't like the sound of this. I need your help. She touches my hand. I close my eyes, blow air out of my mouth, and walk faster. So I'm just noticing here that it's really important that the writer use these quotation marks because I know what he's saying inside his head and then what he's saying out loud. So he's saying when she says, and friends help each other, right? He's saying to himself, I don't like the sound of this. And I gotta say, I agree with him. I need your help. She touches my hand. I close my eyes, blow air out of my mouth, and walk faster. She keeps pace with me. I want your help with 105. You have an in now. Natalie does anyway. So I put a little star here because it's kind of the beginning of her kind of harassing him. You are unbelievable. I spit out the words at her. Moose, wait, come on. I don't want to talk to you, Piper. I just don't. I keep walking fast, my head down. This is going to help you too, because otherwise you'll always wonder. You'll never know what happened between Natalie and 105. So I feel like here is just really going to the gut. Why is she willing to be so mean to Natalie? And to Moose. Maybe you guys don't think it's mean. And to me, she knows what he cares about. So I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this. I know what happened. I was there. I lie. No, you weren't. I know what happened. I was there. I lie. No, you weren't, she says. Go cram your head in the crapper, Piper. I yell in her face and cross the street to get away from her. How does she know everything? Look, she wheedles. And I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew what wheedle means to sweet talk or flatter someone in the hopes of getting something in return, which sounds like Piper. Look, she wheedles, keeping pace with me. You've been driving yourself nuts with this, haven't you, Moose? But we can fix that. We'll let Natalie go to meet 105 and then we'll spy on them. Then you'll know, and if 105 tries anything, you can pound him, right, Moose? Won't that feel good? As far as I'm concerned, 105 does not exist. We came so close to getting into the cell house with Mrs. Capone, Piper says. No, we didn't, I say. What if they'd used Jimmy or Teresa to translate instead of Mrs. Madiman? Then they'd need to take them up to the cell house because cons can't talk to visitors in a foreign language. What if? None of that even came close to happening. Didn't you learn anything? Just be there, just be close, and it will happen. You can't catch a ball unless you're in the ballpark. Take 105, for example. She tries again. I don't know what you're talking about, I shout, stopping in the middle of the sidewalk. So I'm thinking if he's shouting, it's more like, I don't know what you're talking about, I shout, stopping in the middle of the sidewalk. Natalie certainly does. That's all she talks about is 105. I glare at her. How would you know? I heard her one day when she was with your mom. Your mom had no idea what she was talking about, but I knew, Piper says. My neck gets stiff. I can hardly move it. She loves numbers is all. That's always what she talks about. I start walking again. Oh, yeah, right. Look, what's the harm of talking to the guy 105? No harm. Go ahead. You don't need me and you don't need Natalie. She makes a disgusted noise and cuts in front of me. Well, you don't. I sidestep her. She cuts me off again, and there's an odd expression on her face, both eyes looking left, not at anything in particular. What? I ask. She scratches her back. Well, she sighs. Well, what? I tried to talk to 105, but he wouldn't talk to me. No kidding. You really charmed Mrs. Capone, too. I mean, dropping your purse on her toe. What a nice touch. Shut up. What did the guy do anyway? Homicide, kidnapping? I can't stop myself from asking this. I don't know, but he's only got one more year. Not even that, half a year, I think. That's why he has so much freedom. They figure he won't run with 6 months to go. It wouldn't be worth it to jeopardize that. You think they'd let just any old convict wander around the place gardening? Plus, the guy, they call him the Onion because the way his hair is greased down make his head look like an onion. He's put together a whole slew of good time. He's like some kind of Boy Scout choir boy. Choir boy, I asked. Kind of like you, convict choir boy from the root vegetable family, she smiles. How'd you find out? I looked in my dad's files. Couldn't find out what he was in for, but I found out he was on gardening detail. I went to the gardens. There he was. Surely, if Nat could find him, I could too. So I highlighted this because I think, man, she will go to anything just to the fact that she'll break into his dad's files. And she read Al Capone's letters earlier. Nat's not stupid, I shout. Did I say she was? Say it. Say she's not stupid. She's not stupid. Piper shrugs and we start walking again. I know I shouldn't talk to her anymore, but I can't help it. I have to know the truth about him being a good guy. So to me, this is an important question because he's really worried that something happened to Natalie. Yep, Piper says. She looks me square when she says this. I think about what a liar Piper is. Even so, what she says makes sense. Why would they let an escape risk have the run of the place? If he won't talk to you, what makes you think he'll talk to Natalie? I ask. Because he already did, idiot. Geez, Piper, what do you go sticking your nose in this? Why do you go sticking your nose in this? That's a question I have. What are you all been out of shape about? Piper asks, shifting her books to the other arm. She's not pregnant, right? And Piper knows this is Moose's weakness. Why would she say such a thing? Piper, for crying out loud. You do know about the birds and the bees, don't you? Shut up, Piper. Just shut up. Did you at least ask her? Look, this is off limits. I make a flattening gesture with my hands. I just have to keep her safe until the Esther P. Marinoff interview. So this is really what Moose is worried about. I'm thinking that he feels so responsible. He just wants to keep her safe. And then what? And then she'll get in and get better and we'll live happily ever after. What if she doesn't get in, though? I mean, she didn't get in before, right? What makes you think she will this time? This is the question my whole family has been avoiding. Just hearing Piper ask it out loud makes me feel disloyal. So even though Moose doesn't ask this, I think this is a really tough question. That what if she doesn't get in, right? That this is something that he's really been worrying about. She will, I say. My voice comes out in a funny jerk. Piper raises her eyebrows and studies. There's a chapel in the basement of this cell house. If she doesn't get in, then maybe she and 105 can get married. He's getting out soon. I'm thinking, why is she asking this? Piper, shut up, I shout. Get mad all you want, but it seems perfectly reasonable to me. They could have babies. Shut up. I feel a blinding urge to grab hold of Piper's throat. If she gets in, how long till she starts there? Can you at least tell me that? Piper asks. I don't know for sure. So, so we better get going, she says. Piper, forget it. Think about how loud the writer is really letting you know how Moose is feeling and how loud he's saying it by using all caps. Wouldn't you like to know what happened? Her eyes are burrowing inside me. Burrowing inside me now. Thinking, why won't Piper just let up? It's not safe, Piper. Why not? You're going to be right there. We're going to be right there. What is it to you, for Christ's sake? I glared at her. I want to meet Al Capone. This is just some guy, some criminal choir boy onion guy. It isn't Al Capone. Yeah, but it's a start. Who knows where it will lead? I stare at Piper, those squinty eyes, that cute little movie star mouth, that long straight hair. Then I get it. It isn't about Al Capone. You like to play with fire. You love being around all this criminal stuff, don't you? And you don't? I stare at the water, busy with ferries and fishing boats. Not half as much as you do, I say. So jot down what happened in that chapter, right? So just at the end, you could say something like, Piper gives Scout 105's ball, and then Piper harasses Moose about going to see 105. Oops, about Moose. And I think harasses is really the right word here. She will not leave him alone. And we also learned some tough questions here. What if Nat doesn't get in? And then the other important thing is when Moose says, all I have to do is keep her, Nat, safe. Okay, so we'll see. Let me know if you think this is better if I read it from the text, or if it's better if you read along in your own book. All right, nice job. I'll see you tomorrow.